Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. In last lecture, we discussed the cash book. The cash book, also called the cash day book and cash journal. In cash day book, we recorded two type of transaction, that is the cash related transaction and bank related transaction. All bank related transaction also we recorded in the cash book. So I took the example, this one, and the requirement is prepare relevant books of prime entry. So we have to prepare the relevant books of prime entry. So before preparation of prime entry, first we will make the double entry of all these business transactions. So in the last lecture, we made the these all double entries. Now from these, by using this double entry, we will make the books of prime entry. So now we are going to make the books of prime entry by using the double entry of this data. Now we know that we have how many books of prime entry do you have? We have how many books of prime entry we have? We have 6 books of prime entry. 6 books of prime entry, that is sale return, purchase return, cash, and the journal. Okay. We identified the all type of relevant books of prime entry from these our journal book. So first we have to make books of prime entry. That number one is we will make sale day book. So the number one books of prime entry, sale day book. Sale day book is our first books of prime entry. The second one is sale return. Sale return day book, also called sale journal. Just a minute. So the third type of book entry that we're going to make, that is the purchase day book. Purchase day book. Fourth one is books of prime entry. The fourth book of prime entry is purchase return. Purchase return day book. Fifth one is cash day book or cash journal. And the all entry which are not falling in this category will fall in the category of general journal. General journal day book. Okay. So firstly we have to collect all the credit sale transaction. As we know that these all related to credit transactions. So we know we select the credit sale. How many credit sales we have? Let's see in our data. So bank sale, find the sale. Can I record this entry? Can I record this sale in the sale day book? What do you think so? Should we record this sale in the sale day book or not? What's your opinion? We will never record this transaction in our sale day book, because this sale is not belong to credit sale. This is the bank or cash sale. So this will not be the part of sale day book. So this is the sale, that is the server is the receivable. It means this is the credit sale. So we will record only this transaction in sale day book. That is the 30th March. Our receivable server is debit and the sale is credit by 2000 rupees. So firstly I will make a sale day book journal. How to make to record this transaction. So I am going to record a transaction in this format. Let's solve here. So this is the sale day book. We will record the one customer sale, that is the server. The business made sale to the customer on credit, that is the only one sale we have credit. So this sale is only the credit sale, that is the receivable, that is the server name and the amount of 2000. So in sale day book we record only the one credit customer, that is server 2000. So if we have more than one customer, we can write the customer B, customer C, and so on. So firstly, in sale day book we will record the individual transaction and then total the individual transaction, that is the, in our case, that is the 2000. So the second books of prime entry will be sale return day book. So we'll make this sale return day book. Now find the sale return. It's mean customer server is our only single customer, so the return will be made from the server side. So find server if there is an existence of server entry in our double entry or not. So find server as a sale return. So sale return debit. So find sale return at the debit side, but bank receivable server, that is a debit, not sale return bank credit. This is sale return. This is the sale return I find here, because this is sale return, but unfortunately this is not the credit sale, because this sale return will be backed by the bank. So this is not the credit sale return, this is the cash sale return. So we will never record this, we will not record this. So this is not the credit sale return. This sale return, that is the against the receivable, that is the server. So this is the credit sale, and server return goods to the business. So this is the sale return. So we will record this 200 amount in our sale return day book. So in sale return day book we will record that is the date of transaction 20th March, and the amount is 200. So in sale return day book 20th March, the sale return customer name is server, who return goods to the business. So here is the invoice number and the amount of sale return, that was 200. So if we have another person who return goods to the business, for example Mr. XYZ, Mr. X, for example, say Mr. X return goods to the business, so we will record Mr. X amount here. And maybe Mr. Y also return goods to the business, so we will record the transaction of Mr. Y as well. So you have to remember, student, in sale or sale return day book, in day books we will record only individual single transaction first, then total the sale books account, that is 200. So this is his total 200 is our sale return in our business. So the third one, books of prime entry, will be purchase day book. Purchase day book, also called purchase journal, that we discussed earlier in the last session. Purchase day book, that is called purchase journal. So find the credit purchases. As you know that in all the sale day book, we will record the credit transaction, not cash transaction, because every cash transaction will go to the cash day book. So in purchase day book we will record the credit purchase. So student, find the credit purchase. Let's find the credit purchase. Purchase is debit by payable credit. So where is the purchase is debit? Purchase is debit, here is the bank. So this is the cash purchases, this is the cash purchases. So this is the purchases which are going to can be called as credit purchases, because here is our creditor to whom business pay cash to Mr. Iqbal. So Mr. Iqbal is our business creditor, so this is the credit purchases. We will record this transaction in our purchase day book. So this is the 9th March, the date of transaction 9th March. So date is 9th March, and the creditor, the name of creditor is Iqbal, and here is the invoice number if he has any invoice number, and the amount of sale return purchase, sorry, and the amount of purchase will be here is 1100. If we have more credit purchases, for example, we purchase goods from Mr. A on credit, and we also purchased goods from Mr. B on credit, so here also we will record the Mr. A, Mr. B transaction. So in our question we have none other than Iqbal as a credit purchases, so we will record only the Iqbal. As we know that there is no purchases debit, credit, there is the only credit purchase. So in our entire question there is no other credit purchase available in our question, so we total the amount. So the total amount will be the 1100. So this is the total of purchase day book, that is the 1100. If for instance if we have another credit purchase, for instance we can say this 200, then the sum will be 1300. Okay, so because we don't have any other credit purchase transaction other than Iqbal, so the total will be the 1100. Okay, next move to the next books of prime entry, that is the purchase return day. So the next will be the purchase return day book. Purchase return day book. Purchase return day book. Now find the purchase return in our journal entries. From the journal entries, let's find purchase return. So purchase, we business bought goods from Iqbal to Iqbal, so the Iqbal is the creditor. So if we return goods to Iqbal, so that we call the purchase return on credit. So the entry of purchase return will be creditor Iqbal debit, and this is the purchase return on credit. So this is the purchase return entry, that is the 18th March, happening on 18th March. Creditor name is to whom business sent back to goods, that is Iqbal, and the amount of here is the invoice number, and the amount of credit purchase that is the 100. So if we have another supplier to whom business sent goods and purchase return, we will record also here. So we don't have any other purchase return option other than Iqbal, so the total will be the 100. So this is the purchase return day book. So we record the we make the 4 day books. Number 1, sale return, then purchase and purchase return, and finally we'll make the cash day book. In cash day book we will make the a lot of transactions related to cash as well as bank. So this is the cash day book. Cash day book, also called as bank account. It means all cash and bank related transaction we will record in this day book. So number one, cash or bank related transaction we find in our journal entry, that is the number one entry. That this is bank debit capital credit. So this is the first entry which is made on by using the bank account. So bank account will be debit and capital credit. So in the cash account we write on 2 lakh, we write 2 lakh on the debit side, we write 2 lakh on the debit side. So this is the posting from journal to sale day book ledger. So we modify our cash day book in 2 ways. There is somehow some debit side and somehow some credit side. So I will refine my day book into debit and credit side. So I have to extend this. So this is the debit side of the cash day book. This is the debit side, and here is the credit side. This is the date column, and here we will record descriptions or particulars. So the first entry which we made on by using the bank account, that is the capital. So we record capital on the debit side. What's the date of transaction? We can see this. The date of transaction is 1st March. Bank debit, we will record 2 lakh on the debit side of the bank account, mean cash day book account. Against what? So bank will increase against the capital. So 1st March, capital 2 lakh. So the date of transaction is 1st March, and bank increase by 2 lakh against what accounting hand? Against capital. Next transaction. So again there is the decreasing in the bank account. So the bank account decreased because we purchased car by utilizing 50,000 by our bank account. So bank account, our business bank account will decrease by 50,000. So bank account will be credit by 50,000 against purchase of car. So the date of transaction is 5th March. So 5th March, business buy a car and bank balance decreased by 50,000. So another bank transaction will be this one, that is the 1200. So business bank account will decrease because business purchased the goods. So 7th March, purchases are debit and bank credit. So bank credit is by 1200 against the purchases on 7th March. So on 7th March, bank balance will decrease by 1200 because business purchased goods. So the another bank related transaction was this one. On 11th March, bank balance will increase by 1500 due to bank sale, due to cash sale through check. So 11th March, 1500 will be debit in bank. 11th March, bank bill will increase due to the sale, and the amount is the 1500. Another bank example is this one. 15th March, bank increase because we return goods to the supplier, that is the purchase return 800. 15th March purchase return, this is the cash purchase return, that's why we are writing here. So the purchase return is the amount is 800. Next cash or bank transaction is the 19 March. Here is the decrease in bank due to sale return. The customer return goods to us, so we have to pay back the customer's amount. So bank will decrease by 500 against sale return on 19th March. On 19th March there is a sale return, and the amount of sale return was 500. So this is how we are going to make the purchase cash table. So the another bank related transaction, sale return, there is no involvement of bank. So drawings, office furniture, no involvement of bank. And the last is the utility expense, that is the 28th March utility expense, and bank increased by 500 because we pay the utility expense by using our bank balance. So the last amount will be 28th March utility expense, and the amount of expense is the 500. So this is the amount 500. So this is the cash day book. We have to close the cash day book and find the carried on balance. Either carried on balance will be the debit balance or a credit balance. So we have to close this cash day book. We will close this and the total of this will be the debit side. The total debit side will be 2 lakh, then add 1500, then add 800. What will be the answer? Can you tell me? Kindly calculate this and tell me the answer. The total will be 2 lakh 2,300, 202,300. This is the grand total of the debit side of the cash day book, and the total of credit side of cash day book should also be equal to 202,300. As we know this, we can see this. The credit side of the cash day book is smaller than the debit side. So 50,000, 1,200, 500, again 500. So the carried on balance, we can write here the carried on balance. Carried on balance is the closing balance. So the closing balance of cash day book will be, how can we calculate this? This is the carried on balance. 202,300, we subtract 50,000, 1,200 and 500, again 500 from 202,300, and the answer will be 15. The answer will be 150,100. So this is the carried on closing balance. It's mean at the end of the month, business has 150,100 cash balance in its bank account. So this is the cash table. And the last one is we are going to make, that is the general all the transaction we will not record in the sale return, purchase return, or in the cash day book will be recorded in the journal. So here is the last books of prime entry, that is the journal. In journal day book, we will record those accounting heads item which are not related with sale return, cash, or purchase return. So we can see this which type of entry we have. So here is the number one. There is no involvement of purchase return, or sale return, that is the office furniture. Office furniture is non-current asset, so the entry of non-current asset will be recorded in the journal. So office furniture debit by 5,000 and account payable credit by 5,000. So we will record this in 6 January, 6 March. This is the date of recording office furniture. And remember one thing, in journal we will record the entire complete entry. We will record the complete entry, that is the on 6th March we will record the office furniture debit, office furniture debit, and account payable. Although it's a credit transaction, but it's not credit sale transaction, credit purchase transaction. It's a credit transaction, but transactions relate to non-current asset. So the amount was 5,000 debit and 5,000 credit. So this is the entry number one which we recorded on 6th March. So let's find another entry. If we have there is no involvement of sale return, purchase return. So office furniture purchase, this is purchase, cash purchase, this is the purchase day book entry, this is the cash sale transaction. So sale credit, this is credit sale transaction, this is the bank transaction, cash book transaction, credit purchase return transaction, this is the sale return, cash sale return, this is the credit sale return transaction. Here is the, we can see this drawings office furniture transaction. So drawings and office furniture, there is no involvement of sale sale return, cash and purchase return. So drawings and office furniture transaction will be recorded in the journal. So 25th March we have account more entry. So 25th March we have drawings debit, and the credit will be the office furniture. And the amount of transaction was 1,000. So 1,000 debit, and here is the 1,000 credit. So this is the last entry which we record. Utility expense are related to the cash transaction, so we will never not record this type of transaction. So now this is the actually sale day book returned to journal. Any question? Student, you want to ask any question? Okay. So here we make the 6 types of sale day book. So number one, we have to make here is the number one. Number one we make sale day book. Second one is the sale return day book. You remember this, in sale day book, say return, we will record the individual transaction, then total it. Okay. And the third one is we make the purchase day book. In fourth one we make the purchase return day book, and the fifth one we make the cash day book, and the last one we make the journal day book. So this was the total 6 books of prime entry that we have to make by using the accounting transaction. Any question, student, at this level? You can ask. Okay, if you have no question, then move to the next topic. So we were discussing about the cash book. So cash book actually that type of day book in which we record all cash related and bank related transaction that I make now. This is the cash book. This is the cash book where we record cash related transaction as well and bank related transaction as well. So this is the cash day book. The receipt side, this is the debit side. The debit side of cash mean receiving the cash, incoming of cash, receiving the cash. The debit side of cash day book shows that we are receiving the cash, receiving cash. And the credit side, this is the credit side, and the credit side, right side is the credit side, and the credit side shows we are paying cash.
Sir, what is the capital again? What did you say? What is capital? I was like, what is the label of the capital? You said
the label of capital. No, it's not related to
label. I said. Yeah.
The bank balance.
What was the label you wrote? Yeah, of the capital. Like.
This is the.
Why did you write capital on the?
Because bank is debit by. Because owner injected 2 lakh.
Okay, I saw that. Okay. All right.
Owner injected 2 lakh in the business, so the business bank will increase against capital. Okay.
All right, sir. All right.
So the debit side of cash day book showing the receiving the cash, business receiving the cash, and the credit side showing is business is paying the cash against some payments. Okay. So this is our cash day book. So next move to the topic, original topic. We have read this. What is the cash book? I have told you what is the cash book. Recording cash and bank payment in a cash book. So in our cash book we are recording cash related transaction and bank related transaction. Okay. The debit side show receiving the cash, and the credit side show giving the side. Giving the cash mean paying the cash. Okay. I already taught this. So here is the example of the little example and easy example of cash book transaction. So in the first week of September, there is a payment. So where we record payment, in right side or left side? So in right side we record the payment. So payment mean cash is going. So in the credit side we will record all the payments. So here is the 3 payments which is done by RTV. So we will record $34,167.78 on the credit side of our cash book. Got it? Work example 7 we see again here is the paid mean payment mean cash is going. So in which side these payment will be recorded in a cash book? So we will record in the credit side of the cash table. What example 8? Now it's cash received. Cash received mean receiving the cash. We record cash receiving on the debit side of the cash book. Get it? And here the work example 9. Here is again check receive. Check receive related to bank. Cash sale related to cash. check receive related to bank. So there is two type of bank receiving, 249 and 29. So 249 and 29 will be recorded bank, and cash sale banked 851. So this is the again increase in our bank. So we are receiving the amount in our bank, so we will record the debit side and on the bank account. If here is sale, if it's right here, that is the only this one, cash sale 851, then 851 will record not at the bank, we will record 851 in the cash side. So 851 shows we are receiving 851 as a cash, and 249 and 29 shows we are receiving cash in our bank directly. So here is a work example. There is a mixture of receiving the cash or paying the cash. Can you solve by yourself? Now it's easy for you. You can do it. Okay? Can you do it? I will explain. Okay. You can solve by yourself. So now work example 1 will be your homework. Work example 12 is your homework. You can solve by yourself. Now in the next session I will teach the accounting for cash book. So we will learn what is the cash book accounts in different format. So we have three types of actually cash book: single column cash book, 2 column, 3 column, petty cash, and this will be explained in the next session. Take yourself. Thanks for joining. Allah Hafiz.